Terry is really weird in Street Fighter 6. In many ways, he's absolutely ordinary, but in others, he is one of the most unorthodox characters in the game. You would expect him to be this well-rounded Shoto character, and if you played him that way, chances are you're not gonna do that great with him. In reality, to get the most out of Terry, you have to play him as a mixture of a Shoto and a tackle character, someone like Balrog from the previous Street Fighter games. Terry have a fireball, but it's a fireball unlike anyone we have ever seen, mostly used as a poke to interrupt the opponent trying to shake you, or as a way to force your opponent to jump or stop their drive rush fireball approach. He does have an uppercut, and his uppercut is a phenomenal anti-air. He also have a crouching medium kick, which happens to be one of the absolute longest in the game. Obviously will lead to a combo with a drive rush that will carry you to the corner, and once he got you there, Terry does have a throw loop just like the majority of the roster, although I do have to stress that his throw loop is more fair than others, since most of his actions can be punished if called out by the opponent. He also has the potential to deal absolutely massive damage if he happens to get the right hit and have the right resources on deck. However, getting that opening might be a little bit difficult with Terry because he doesn't have amazing whiff punish potential. Playing Terry is more about playing that mid-range jump distance where his tools like the medium punch Burn Knuckle and the fireballs become absolutely threatening, because if you happen to get the knockdown, then he can absolutely start bullying you, especially once they buff his heavy punch so that it is plus on block. Terry doesn't play the game as many other characters. He plays more of a mid-range, far-range game where he just wanna get that knockdown, and once he gets in, he wanna stay in your face, he wanna press you, and possibly land some of his highest damage combos. So as we always do with these videos, we're gonna go through the character normals, and I'm gonna start with the light attacks first. Terry got so much going on, so let's go through quickly. Now, Terry is one of very few characters in the game that have two 4-frame jabs. His standing light punch and crouching light punch, both of them are 4-frame startup, and if you don't know, 4-frame is the fastest a normal can be in this game, so that is pretty good. And the frame data on them is excellent. Both of them are +4 on hit, so if you happen to, like, say Chun-Li is like trying to attack you, say we're gonna make her go for like a block string, something like this. She's going for a block string pressure situation. Both of them are really good for interruption, and if you happen to get the counter hit, both of them are gonna be +6, meaning that like you will get a counter hit combo into the crouching medium punch, right? So you might be wondering, well, if both of them are 4-frame startup, if both of them combos on counter hit into crouching medium punch, why would I want to use one over the other? And the reality is simple. A standing version got a little bit more range. So from right around here, crouching jab whiffs, however, maybe a little bit closer. Crouching jab whiffs, standing connects. So standing jab have more range. However, the cancel options are weaker. So the crouching version combos into his medium Burn Knuckle, and that is good. This is the best meterless knockdown that you're gonna get from jabs, while the standing version doesn't combo into medium Burn Knuckle. See, that wasn't a 2-hit. You can still combo like the standing version, even max range, it will combo into his heavy uppercut. This is super consistent. So if the idea is I wanna defensively challenge someone, well, actually let's get into this as well. Here's the thing, like I said, both of them do combo on counter hit into the crouching medium punch, but because the standing jab have more range, this is prone to happening sometimes, where like you would get the jab but the crouching medium would whiff. With the crouching medium punch, this is a lot more consistent. It have shorter range, so the follow-up normal is more likely to happen. However, if you are interrupting with a shorter normal. So personally, I think like if the opponent is further away, it is good to have both options. It is good to have the consistency of this one, but also have the ability to check from range. And the good thing about Terry is, say that Chun-Li is going for that sequence again, I can do this with him, or like even get like 2 standing jabs because it have so much range and combos into itself. So you might be able to get like 2 of them in a row. So that's good, right? I think overall he got good options. Now his jabs are also fantastic on block because both of them are only -1, and this is very important in this game. As you know, in Street Fighter 6 there is something like the 3 jabs rule, where after 3 jabs typically you will be left at a distance where it's hard to assert your pressure, and most people like will try to take back their turn at that point. The good thing about Terry, as I'm showing you, is that his jabs are -1, right? This is good for so many things. Say for example that Chun-Li is gonna try to take back her turn, and typically people use this with like crouching medium kick type moves. This situation I'm sure happen to you all the time. Now because his jab is only -1, he have a 6-frame medium with a stupid hitbox, you can challenge here, right? You will beat most crouching medium kicks. So if I'm doing 3 of them, see this, my crouching medium punch is counter hitting Chun-Li. Obviously if they didn't check, you are prone to getting wave punished, but the crouching medium punch here is really good. So Terry going for jab into crouching medium punch, this is actually works way more than it have any right of working because of the frame data on his jab and the crouching medium. Works amazingly. So even after 3 jabs, your turn is not over. And the good thing is, because it's only -1 as well, you can pretty much backdash and there is nothing they can do here. Most normals will not be able to shake you. Another really strong benefit of being -1 is that on a drive rush, you are +3. That's a lot. That's a lot. So say that Chun-Li is gonna try to interrupt with a standing light punch. At +3, you are obviously getting the throw. It is guaranteed. She have to guess. But because you are +3, you're also able to frame trap with a crouching medium punch. See this? So I'm getting like the double hits. And that's really, really good, right? Obviously, you can set up like way more out of this. Go to the save jump, go to pressure, etc. So his jabs are amazing, and they just work as you'd expect. Like you can obviously, it is negative, so like you can rapid fire chains him, and you are getting like the knockdown. They do frame trap into themselves. You can frame trap with it into the quick burn, but we'll get into the specials later. So really good lights. Both of his light punches are fantastic. His standing light kick is his longest range move, his longest range light move, and on paper it seems fantastic. In practice, it doesn't work out that well for me. It does have a lot of pushback, which actually make it a really good move to use for like combos, because as you know, standing light kick combos into his light tackle, and more often than not you are getting the +4. See this? Because the move have a lot of pushback. So on a crouching medium or standing medium, I'm getting a lot of +3, but on the light kick, because the move have a lot of pushback, more often than not you are getting the +4. So there's a lot of combos like medium kick, light kick into charge, drive rush jab, crouching medium punch, light kick into charge, gives you the +4. Say that she's crouching, you go for the overhead, bam, bam, bam. So that's good. This move is 5-frame startup, meaning that it combos naturally after a crouching medium punch, because this is +5. So this is like one of your basic hit confirms, right? These do pretty good damage actually as well, but like using it in the neutral is difficult. I find that most of the time if I want to use the light kick to shake something, it doesn't have that much active frames. Like say I want to shake like a drive rush, right? His light kick have only like 2 active frames. I am much better off using the crouching medium, which is 1 frame slower, but the hitbox is a lot better and it's 4 frame active. So I think his standing light kick in theory is good, but it's just that the crouching medium punch is ridiculous. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. crouching light kick for Terry is also fantastic because it is +3 on hit. Because it's +3 on hit, it means that on a drive rush, it's gonna be +7. Meaning that Terry does get a crouching medium punch after that drive rush crouching light kick. And the great thing about this is he now have a like a jump scare crouch. He have like a jump scare drive rush crouching light kick, kind of like Zarashid, Zakami. If you've been playing the game, you know Zarashid, Zakami, Zabaiso, many character have this, and it is rewarding because you do get the crouching medium punch follow-up, so that's good, right? You can get a decent situation out of that. But one of the things I like as well about this crouching light kick is that it doesn't have that much pushback. So it makes it good to use in like a drive rush and like a drive rush, and then you grab them, you're still in throw range. The move is really good as well to use like after knockdowns. Like let's say that I knock down Chun-Li here, right? You are still in range to check with it. Like you are still in range to go for like a low check and like shakes them trying to walk back. Even after a drive rush normal, because his jab got so much range and this one doesn't have that much pushback, so the follow-up here can be pretty good. And obviously because it's good on hit after a drive rush, it gives Terry a sort of like a drive rush game on knockdown, because this can be +7 or like you can go for the overhead. So there is a little bit of a mix here. Overall, Light's amazing in my opinion. Oh boy, let's go. We're gonna start first with the most straightforward one, which is his standing medium kick. His standing medium kick is 9 frames. It's 29 total frames, which is pretty good for a poke. As you can see, have good range, and Terry's walk speed in general is a little bit above average. So a good poke with that range, that is good. However, it is not cancelable whatsoever, not to level 1 super, not to DI, nothing. So you are a little bit susceptible to drive impact with that one, because it's like there is no safety net whatsoever, right? Little bit susceptible to drive impact. Its drive impacts are 26 frame startup. This is 29 total frames, so they can even start it with the same time that you did it, and still you will get punished. So good poke, but there is some risk to it. Now, what most people would say is special about this is that it is +5 on hit, which is not really common for moves with such range. And the reality of it is, if you happen to get it as a counter hit, it's gonna be +7, and this is important because it means that he can link like a Buster Wolf after it. Buster Wolf! Right? And obviously if you gotten like a punish counter, it's gonna be plus even more, so the Buster Wolf is even better. Now I know this is a common strategy among Terry players. Personally, from my experience, this is a bait. Unless you are in the corner, or unless this is gonna win you the round, I don't recommend going for this. Sure, it's like I poked them and now I got good damage, but the situation is like you're +22 and full screen. Right, you're not getting that much. I do think this is a little bit of a waste of a meter. Again, if it's gonna win you the round, if you are near the wall and you're getting okay out of this, I mean, that's great. Now you're +3, you're in their face, you get to pressure, but otherwise, because Terry, like with meter, if I have a level 3, like if I have a level 3 and I got some drive, you can get like some combos like that with Terry, which is not hard. Meter dump, and now you're getting like 6k damage almost. He's one of the characters who, if you happen to land at level 2 and you got resources, you can do so much damage. And in this game, Oki is more important than anything. So I don't like going for this and then like resetting to neutral. I don't think that's a good idea. Personally, I don't think that's a good idea. But obviously, you're free to do what you want. Now, the move still does have some other uses. Obviously, after you knock down someone, because it is 9 frame startup, you can use it as a sort of like a delay button. This one of thing I really like to use a lot. Like here, for example, this knockdown, like I use it as sort of like a delayed button. Got the counter hit, and if you happen to get the counter hit, obviously it combos into his crouching medium punch. So say like you got something like this, it will combo into that, which is in that. So you're getting pretty good damage here. So using it as a delayed button of sort is pretty good as well. Now let's move over to the other one, probably his best normal, and that is his crouching medium punch. Honestly, there is mediums are insane actually, now that I think of it. This one is 8 frames. You know how it is in this game, crouching medium punch, medium kicks rule. This is one of the things where obviously like you can drive rush it. Now you got a frame trap, drive rush, crouching medium kick into crouching jab or standing jab is a true block string, and I did highlight that his drive rush jabs are good. So you are getting like frame traps into mediums, you are getting the grab. It's a really good crouching medium kick. Like you would use it in most of the utilities you would expect in this game. Like that is the gist of it. And the thing with Terry is that he's also a character that have good corner carry on his combos as well. So it's like you can get a combo like that and now they are in the corner because you did a crouching medium kick drive rush. And obviously because I have a lot of range, it's really effective to use full screen, like drive rush into it full screen. Burn Knuckle. And obviously we will get to like a combo section later on, but it is a typical really good crouching medium kick that you would expect a Street Fighter 6. It's 8 frame startup, which is average, I will say, but the range is well above average. The range is well above average. Now another thing about this that is important to highlight is that there is a target combo attached to it, the fire kick, which is crouching medium kick into crouching heavy kick, both of them, and this naturally combos without counter hits, without anything. You can get some pretty good juggles here. You can simply combo into Burn Knuckle, and this is somewhat hit confirmable, I will say. Like you can know, because even on the second hit, even if she blocked the entire thing, you are still able to cancel on block, and obviously this means like a drive rush cancel as well. So that is good, but even like randomly, like you can still like drive rush if you happen to get the hit, or like if you got the block, or just Burn Knuckle if you got the hit. So it is hit confirmable, right? So that's good, and the combo follow-ups out of this can be pretty good. Like medium kick Crackshoot into level 1 super. There is a combo with a heavy tackle. You can get like a medium tackle for a really good Oki situation. You can get like the heavy tackle, and still you do get like the cancel afterwards. Again, there is a combo section later on. So the follow-ups on hits are potentially really good. And in the corner, like you can get like 2 Basta Wolf with this one, right? Which is pretty cool, right? That's good. And because the move have so much range, this is actually one of the main ways that Terry gets to shimmy in the corner. Like let's say for example that the opponent's gonna do a wake up grab, and let's say that it is delayed by a couple of frames, which is typically what players do. See, so you can get this sort of situation. Like forward dash, back dash kind of puts you in a fantastic situation to use this one. So all of that is good. However, does this mean that this move is completely safe? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If say Chun-Li have a reversal, like an OD Tensho kick, for example, and she happened to block this, let's make her block it. This is pretty much guaranteed. Like there is nothing that you can do here. Maybe drive impact, but it's still negative. Obviously it depends on the reversal as well, but that is so much meter. So like you can't cancel into jabs, you can't make it a block string here. You kind of have to commit, or even go for like an uppercut of your own, which is kind of like a big dick move, but like you're committing so hard at that point. I think if you know that it's blocked, if you know that the opponent have reversal and they are aware of the properties, I just like cancel into fireball, or just cancel into it. Like you're pretty much, you got punished here, right? I don't know. Alright, so let's now talk about another really workhorse of a normal for Terry, which is his crouching medium punch. Terry's crouching medium punch is actually insane. This thing is 6 frame startup, which is amazing for a medium. It is +4. Alright, so let's now talk of moving over to another workhorse of a normal for Terry, which is his crouching medium punch. His crouching medium punch is insane. This move is actually insane. It's 6 frame startup. It's a crouching medium punch, so it have a really good hitbox. So like if we check like the hitbox viewer, see here, this is like a pretty solid disjoint on this one. So it's fantastic to use if like she is trying to drive rush or something. This is probably your best bet if you want to check her. The move have a lot of active frames, meaning that you can use it in situations as well to make it like more plus on hit. So for example, after an uppercut here, dash up, use it. Now it's +8. Typically it's +5. And at +5, like you do get like a standing light kick afterwards, but if you happen to get that +8, like you can get another one, or obviously get like a crouching heavy punch. We will get into that a little bit later, but yeah. And this move is also amazing in terms of cancels, because it combos into his light shoulder, it combos into the medium shoulder, and this launches. So this can give you like a really good knockdown. You can combo this into like his level 2 super. Geyser, come here, Geyser. So it can lead to a lot of really good damage as well. And because it's 6 frame startup, it is your move of use if the opponents say try to go for a drive reversal. Typically the move naturally doesn't combo into his heavy shoulder, but on a punish counter it does. Right, so you can get like some really good potential out of that as well. It's fantastic to use in like meaty situations. Like I said, remember that meaty after the uppercut I just showed you. Here you can also dash up, use it, and because I have so much active frames, oh my god, Chun-Li, what are you doing? So uppercut, dash up, crouching medium punch, you're gonna be +2. So because it have so many active frames, it can also be spaced up to be plus on block, obviously depending on like the meaty situation. So that actually is great as well. It's a very reliable move to use on combos, and one of the good things about it is if you happen like to like drive rush it, it's +9, meaning that you do get a combo into his heavy punch as well. And this is the enabler to the heavy tackle, into the lot of corner carry, into all of that. So absolutely terrific. And one thing I mentioned earlier is that because of the hitbox, because of the speed and the frame data on his standing jab, it's insane to use in like frame traps and check situations in general. So I can't stress enough how good this normal is. Like this is gonna be like your main buffer. You use it and buffer drive rush behind it, and or like buffer like Burn Knuckle, whatever, and you're getting the world if you happen to get this, right? And one of the good things about it as well is that it combos into many of his OD moves. So like even here into like OD Burn Knuckle, and like you get a ton of corner carry simply with this one, or even like the OD charge, again amazing corner carry. So it can lead to so much. And like I mentioned earlier, if you got like counter hit jabs, burning, so counter hit jab gave you the corner. That's actually kind of insane. That's actually kind of insane. Right, and on counter hit it does combo into itself as well, because on counter hit is gonna be +7, meaning that like you can get a standing medium punch or get it to combo into itself. Standing medium got a little bit more range, I'm gonna get into it later, but yeah, like you can combo 2 of it into itself as well, which is pretty fantastic. So amazing move to use all around. Amazing move to use all around meaty situations, on a drive rush, in combos. This is workhorse of a normal. Now what is left is the standing medium punch, and this one got a lot going on. Alright, so there is so much going on with that standing medium punch. As a move itself is 7 frame startup, and it moves steady forward a little bit. It is special cancelable, so you can get stuff like that, right, which is pretty cool. But what really makes this special is the stuff that is attached to it, right? Which is the target combos. So he does have 2 target combos. Actually a lot. It's not. It's like 4 or 5 if I counted the variants. So the first one is medium punch into heavy punch, and this is straightforward. This is double hitting. This knocks down. This target combo also is one of his best footsies tool, because again the standing medium punch moves forward a lot. On a drive rush, this have a lot of momentum as well. So that's good. But the good thing about this is just have a lot of pushback. So if say Chun-Li is trying to take back her turn, say with a crouching medium punch, this will frame trap, right? This will frame trap the gap, and I do think you can frame trap lights as well. So even if she's going for like a light attack, this still is a frame trap. So it's -1, but they do have to respect you, and because it's cancelable, like you can go into fireball, you can go into like the second hit, you can obviously like drive rush and get some follow-ups here. So it's pretty good to use in like, will I do it, will I not do it situation, right? So it's good for that. However, I do have to stress that the gap is somewhat predictable. So this does have fixed timing, I believe. So you have to be careful because of perfect parries, right? And perfect parries are super important in this game. But because there is a sort of a frame trap here, like you can get away with like using it into round wave for the plus frames. That is the ways that you can use it. And obviously because there's so much pushback here, if the opponent happen to try to take back their turn, but it's a little bit delayed, see, like it can set up some easy like with punish scenarios because there's a lot of pushback. So that's good. It's a really good move to use in footies in general, right? Really good. He does have another target combo, which is medium punch into heavy kick, and this is a power dunk TC. This is really good in like juggle situations. Like there is many ways that you can juggle into it. More often than not, it is gonna be like the go-to ender, and there is like a perfect version of this one. Pretty much as soon as Terry's feet touch the ground, you press the heavy kick, and there is like an added screen shake. This one gets a little bit of time to like get used to it, but yeah, you like just have a lot of use in juggle. Like you can see 800, that is like the perfect version, and there was a little bit of more screen shake, right? But the main use for this is gonna be like in like this sort of like juggle situation, or if you got like a drive in back near the wall. More often than not, this is gonna be like your preferred ender, most optimal one. Now if you do happen to get a whiff punish, because naturally the medium punch into the heavy kick, this naturally doesn't combo, but on a counter hit it actually does, which actually does lead to pretty good damage. As you can see, that was almost like 2.5k. Hard to use this as like a counter hit confirm. I don't think it's possible, but as a punish counter you can. Like if you got like the medium punch as a punish counter, I do think there's like a big enough delay, a big enough window here where you can, or like if you know it's gonna land, if you know like it's a punish, 7-frame punish, honestly meterless and from the range, because this does have more range than the crouching medium version, not a bad punish. Absolutely not a bad punish. Like it's something that you can absolutely do, right? And it does lead to pretty good damage. As you can see, this is a perfect version, 2.5k meterless. That actually is pretty great. Now we are still not done, because Terry have even more target combos, and this one is pretty big, which is the passing sway. This is his lane switch TC. This TC is pretty weird because there is like 5 variants that you can go for here, right? Like you can go for a punch, medium punch, it's like medium punch, medium kick, and then you do medium punch or medium kick again and a direction, and that changes what you want to do. So I can go for a punch, right? And the punch will hit front, right? But if I hold forward, Terry goes to the other side and it whips, right? And the same for the kick. If I use the kick, he stays up front but he whiffs, or I go backwards and he hits. And obviously the idea here is say that the opponent is trying to like after they got hit, they're trying to go for a parry. So Shani here is gonna try to parry. So like I whiff like the punch, I go behind so that I can then get the grab, right? This is the idea, right? Or I go for like the kick up front and then I get the grab. Or you can just not do anything and she whiffs and you get the grab, this is in many ways a lot better than the feint versions, if I'm being honest. Like, because if you do this and like the idea is you're trying to shake for the parry. With this one you're still safe, you're still -3, but if you happen to whiff, you're a lot negative, right? You're gonna be like double digits negative, which is but maybe you want to use this to switch sides, maybe, but yeah, it's a hard TC to use, right? Now the situation on block is different. Say that the opponent blocked after the first hit. The version up front actually does have like good frame data on it. It puts you at a +3 frame advantage. So say that we did it and then Chun-Li blocked. Let's say that she's gonna block this and then gonna try to take back her turn, right? So she blocked this. The idea is I want her to block this one, right? Because I'm gonna be +3, meaning that then I can get this sort of follow-up, right? So that's good. If I go for the back version is negative on block. This is gonna be -3. -2, but you are outside of throw range, so you are kind of safe. However, if you do get the hit, you are a lot closer, where you are +3, you are very close, you do get to apply pressure immediately, right? So there is absolutely layers to this. Now, when can you do all of that? The idea is after a perfect parry, pretty much. So say that I got the perfect parry on Shun here. Now I get to enforce my mix-up. One thing I forgot to mention is the Lariat version. That one is +4 on hit, and it does 1,000 damage, which actually is a lot. So if you happen to get this, you are still getting pretty good damage, right? The damage here is actually fairly good. Now this target combo is also really good if the opponent is in burnout. Like say if Chun-Li is in burnout and I happen to get it, because everything is gonna be more plus if I made it so that she is blocking after the first hit. Like you can absolutely cheese with it at that point, because this is gonna be +2, this is gonna be like +7, which means that like you're shaking them low. There is absolutely something here to mess around with. But yeah, I do have to stress as well that the third hit only comes out if the second one connected. So, and the second one is unsafe. So this is something that you only want to go for if you absolutely know that it's gonna land. Alright, so let's quickly go over the heavy normals for Terry. And these guys are mostly straightforward in my opinion. First of all, he got sweeps just like everyone, crouching heavy kick. Trash, absolutely don't use it. It is 11 frame startup, which is on the slower side, and obviously just as in a sweep, it is like completely unsafe if it happened to get blocked. It barely got more range than his crouching medium kick, and the reward you get out of it is not that great, and up until they patched it, it was even like worse before. So like yeah, you're much better, and because of how unsafe it is, I think you are just better off going for like the crouching medium kick. So it's a normal that you will seldom see any Terry player using. His other crouching normal is his crouching heavy punch. This one, it looks like an anti-air. You can use this as an anti-air, but it's no look anti-air. As you can see, it's very prone to trading or just outright losing, and you have an uppercut, so he's no Luke. Like you can't have a DP with one button like Luke. Nah, this one you're gonna lose. But this move is still really strong in a lot of combo situation, right? It's 8 frame startup, so it's relatively fast, and this means that if you cancel a drive rush out, like say crouching medium kick drive rush, you can combo into it, right? Now this move typically on hit doesn't combo into his heavy shoulder charge, but on a drive rush and a punish counter it does. So say that I want to go for a crouching medium kick drive rush combo. Typically most 30 players will combo into crouching medium, which puts him at a +9, so then they combo the heavy punch into the shoulder charge. Typically this is like the typical combo, and see this did 25-6, so this is like a 20%, right? But you can combo the crouching heavy punch immediately after the drive rush, and because it's a drive rush cancelled move, it's gonna have more frame advantage, so you are getting that, right? And if I did the same exact combo, bam bam, Burn Knuckle, see, this was like almost like 70-80, it's like 1% more damage, but obviously it does add up because this is a simple combo. If I increased the complexity and did like the Crackshoot into the uppercut, 2.1k. If I did the same thing here, it's gonna be like even more damage, 2.2k, so you're consistently getting more damage, right? This is the optimal combo route. And also in the corner, this is responsible for many of the OD fireball loops, like something like this, for example, bam bam, gonna leave you at a +7, so like you are getting like follow-up combos. So it's a very good move to use in combos, right? This is mostly gonna be a combo move for Terry. Neutral, anti-air, and all of that, there are better options. His most useful heavy in the neutral is by far the standing heavy kick. This one is 36 total frames, which is not bad. It's better than Ken actually, so that is pretty good. The hitbox on it is also pretty great. One thing I do want to show you is that because of the hitbox of this move, it catches a lot of like dive kick type moves. So here, for example, if I got Cammy, and I'm gonna record Cammy to do like a dive kick, and you will notice that this heavy kick actually will snatch Cammy out of the air. See, that actually happens a lot. So if the opponent have a lot of moves that puts him airborne, I find this move actually really good. And on this juggle, like you can even get like a Buster Wolf. That's actually something good to keep in mind. If you happen to get this as a punish counter, it puts them in a crumble state. And on this crumble state, if you're up close to them, you can get the power dunk target combo, which does good damage. Full screen or like from like far range, you do need to drive rush, but you're still getting good damage, right? And obviously if you're near the corner, like you are getting good juggles on this one, so that's very great, right? Again, we will have a combo section at the end so that you can see like what combos you can do, but this is by far like probably the best poke for Terry. Now obviously because this is 36 frames, because it's a heavy, it's not cancelable into any super. It is prone to drive him back, it is prone to getting whiff punished, it is prone to getting jumped. So use it with caution, but it is by far his best move. Now finally, we gotta talk about his heavy punch. And heavy punch with Terry is 9 frame startup, but currently it is +1 on block, right? This move again is a very important combo move for Terry, one of his workhorses, because the first hit, it got 2 hits. So the first hit can be cancelled into the heavy tackle, right? Heavy charge, and obviously the charge itself is cancelable into another move, so it can lead to many of Terry's really good combos. But if you got the second hit, the heavy charge will not link, meaning that if you did the second hit, you are just gonna have to combo into the medium tackle, giving you like a much weaker combo, all things considered. Now there is something I do want to stress about this one, and it's that because it's multi-hitting, it is hit confirmable. Like as you can see, it's +1 on block, but because there is 2 hits, and it does like a ton of chip damage to their drive gauge as well, it gets like half a bar. See this, like one of it is like half a bar, and obviously like it's below some blocks, so like you can say like since that they're gonna respect you, so like punch medium much into fireball, that can be really good. but just because it is multi-hitting, meaning that like after a knockdown, let's say that it's random here, and let's save state. I can use it and just hit confirm. If she blocked, I didn't cancel. If I got the hit, I can absolutely go for like a follow-up. So really good to use in pressure situations like that. But where this really gets to shine is after a drive rush, right? Typically now, like most of the game plan for Terry is gonna be, I'm gonna knock them down and then I'm gonna drive rush heavy punch. And the idea here is if I got this knockdown, if I got the hit on the multi-hit here, and because it's easy to hit confirm, like you do get just straight up combos, which is great. And if they happen to block, he's gonna be like +5, meaning that you can just do another one and you're just shipping as their drive gauge. So let's make Cammy block after the first hit. See this, I heavily damaged her drive gauge, and obviously it is still cancelable. So it's like, that's like 1.4 bar or so gone from her drive gauge, and obviously I can go for more. And because it is Blossom block as well, you can get away with some cancels into like round wave, alter between the first hit, the second hit. One good thing about this sequence as well is say that she's gonna try to block and then drive impact. You still are able to block, which means that you can drive impact of your own. So this also is pretty good, and obviously in like combo situation it's very useful, even after grabs. And because this move have sort of like a weird pushback, I say that she's gonna grab after this. Like I mentioned before, you still do get the check as well, so it puts you in a situation where you can assert pressure on your opponent, right? And one of the best things about it is that it also combos on a punish counter out of a crouching medium punch. So say I knocked her down, let's say that Cammy is gonna try to wake up with a grab. Let's say even in like a shimmy situation. It can lead to a lot. If you got like the raw shimmy with a standing heavy punch, you can do so much damage. What? Yeah, Geyser! See the damage on that one? That damage was actually insane. But I will say getting the shimmy with the heavy punch is harder, because see this, like the move moves him a little bit forward. So you are prone to getting grabbed. If I do it early, I can get grabbed like that because Terry steps into it a little bit. So I do recommend more like going for a shimmy with a crouching medium punch, and it will combo on the punish counter anyways. So you're getting less damage, but I've been finding this to be more consistent. Or you can just go into the heavy tackle immediately, right? That's still really good. So absolute workhorse of a normal for Terry as well. What is left is the final heavy for normal. It's his overhead, forward and heavy punch. This is a 22 frame startup, which is about average for Street Fighter 6, and it's gonna leave you +2 in hit. This means that if you happen to land it after a drive rush, it's gonna be +6, and this means that you're getting like a crouching medium punch. Typically what you would do is a crouching medium punch into Burn Knuckle. Maybe you would go for like the tackle if you want to go for the level 1 or like whatever, right? One of the cool things about it recently though is that Capcom actually did buff it. Typically you're not getting like the standing light kick, but if you're getting hit by the overhead, they would be crouching. That is typically how it happens, right? So if they are crouching, their hurt box is expanded, and recently Capcom made it so that crouching medium punch have less pushback. So now this works. Like you're getting a overhead, crouching medium punch, standing light kick, and obviously you can cancel this into like the light tackle. So you're getting way more damage. That was like 2.7k, while if you just went for the crouching medium punch into the Burn Knuckle, that's 2200. So you get like 5% more on this combo, right? So that actually is a pretty big buff for Terry. Now you have to land the overhead very close to get this, right? If you are from a little bit of a distance, it actually is prone to whiffing. See, like the light kick might whiff if the overhead didn't land up close. So like you kind of have to know when this happens, and like the more you play Terry, the more you will get accustomed to the range. But yeah, like if you landed the overhead point blank, you are getting this, which is pretty good damage. Now, just like all of the other overheads, this one is safe on block. -2, which is actually above average. Most overheads are -3, because this means that after a drive rush overhead, Terry is +2. He's not in throw range, but that still is pretty nice. Now, just like many other overheads as well, this overhead can be timed to hit meaty. Typically, like we showed, it's +2. It can be timed to hit meaty, and that can give you like a +4. You get like a meterless combo after. One of the easiest setups is just after a medium kick tackle, you dash up and you do it. So it looks something like this. Right now I got the +4. It's very easy because it's very easy setup to land. Obviously mid screen you will not be in range to do it, typically like if they back rise, but in the corner this is very easy to land. And as this +4, maybe you do like a jab into the OD quick burn. And then like if you got a level 2, yeah, that could do a little damage. Right? That's like 5k damage from a meterless overhead. I am calling that pretty great. Now, this also is gonna be like safe on block, or like better on block. I don't think you're gonna be plus. You're gonna be like neutral if you land this like meaty overhead on block. Right? Yeah, you're gonna be 0, so one thing that I do have to mention about it, which is actually pretty good, is drive rush overhead is gonna hit meaty after a medium burn knuckle, because this is like the most common ender, right? So Cammy here, if she is shut up to wake up jab, see, this is gonna be meaty, and on this meaty you're getting like a counter hit, which is +8, meaning that you do get like the target combo. So let's medium burn knuckle knockdown. Right, so that actually is giving you more damage, and you might even get like a crouching heavy punch if you want, so you're getting pretty good damage out of this conversion. Alright, so let's now cover the special moves for Terry. He's a character that is really reliant on special moves, much more so than the average Street Fighter character. Typically most characters like will walk back and forth, normals, maybe throw fireballs, but Terry, you have to be really active with him. Anyway, let's start with the most straightforward special, which is Rising Tackle. That is his uppercut, and although it does look like he's kicking, it does look like a kick, this is actually done with a Dragon Punch and Punch input, right? And this is his anti-air. This is the main use of this move. We said prior that his crouching heavy punch isn't that reliable. See, I'm here, I lost. You are prone to trading and all of that, so you want to use uppercuts. All three versions, anti-air, light, medium, heavy. The distance they go forward though is different. I like to use the light the most because it moves forward the least. See, with the heavy you are prone to that happening, but the light one is the most consistent one because he moves forward the least, and as you would expect, like you can cross cut with it and happen to anti-air them if they go for a cross up, similar to the other Shotos. Now, one good thing about this move, especially the light version, is that like the knockdown is fairly good on it. See, Terry is fairly up close, so if you happen to use it as an anti-air, more often than not, like you can simply just dash up and you are getting pressure here. So that is pretty good. That is better than many other uppercuts in the game. Another thing about it that is better than many other uppercuts is the fact that you can cancel it into level 3. So I'm gonna anti-air uppercut into level 3, and you are getting damage here. See this? You're getting like the full cinematic, you're getting the damage. We got disconnected from the server, don't know why, but yeah, I'm getting like, that was like 4k damage. It's not insane, it's still like 70% scaling, but it's good. The first hit of the uppercut, as the light version, is the one where it's only one hit. So it's like 1k, one hit. The heavy version is like multiple hitting. So if the idea is I want to anti-air into super, go for the light version because you're getting like the bulk of the hit of the uppercut when it comes to like the overall damage. So that's good. The heavy punch uppercut is also really important for Terry. Why are you waking up Grab every time? Because it comes from his lights. And it comes from like really far distances as well. Like even max range, it will still combo very consistently, and it is his most damaging special move, right? Midscreen doesn't lead to that much, like situation wise, but it's very good in the corner. Let's actually turn the frame meter on. After it, you can dash up crouching medium punch, and on hit that will be +8, meaning that you do get like a follow-up combo afterward into like the crouching heavy punch or the crouching or the target combo, right? Both of them will combo, so there is a very good situation after the uppercut, especially in the corner. And even if they happen to block after that hit, say that Ryu is gonna block after the first hit, the crouching medium punch will still be meaty to be plus. So you can see it's gonna be +2, so it does give him like a very good situation mid-screen. And there is like overhead setups as well. We're gonna get into that later. Now, one thing about this is I said I don't like finishing combos mid-screen with it because the situation isn't that great, but there is a trick that you can do, which is after the heavy uppercut, especially if they back rise. This is particularly talking about a back rising opponent. You whiff or you throw like a light fireball and then heavy burn knuckle, and this immediately gives you the +2. Right, that is really nice. You do have to be careful of perfect parry and all of that, but yeah, it's an option, figured I would say it. Now obviously as the OD version, this is the invincible reversal for Terry. It's really fast, it's 6 frame startup, so if the opponent say is going for one of their typical traps, that actually is a frame trap. That actually is a block string, I believe. But yeah, if they're going for like this is a get off me move that you want to use, right? Now, one thing about it that's actually kind of insane as well is typically most reversals don't give you like good Oki. He's super far away, and it pushes him so far that even on a drive rush, like he's still pretty negative. However, you can immediately burn knuckle and set up a blast situation. Again, you have to be careful of perfect parry, but that is there, and that's actually pretty crazy. Now, let's talk about some of his other specials. Let's talk about Crackshoot. And Crackshoot for Terry is a hard move to describe how to use. The idea of Crackshoot is that they are crushing tools. You use it to hop over lows, or maybe in the case of like the heavy version, go over a fireball, maybe call out a jump if you're at the right distance and get follow-ups. So say that Ryu is gonna walk forward and attempt to use a crouching medium kick, bam, I'm hopping over them and I'm getting like the punish counter. As the same can be done with his like medium version as well. All of them will low crush, and they're not super high commitment because all of them are like -3, -3, and -1 on block, so all of them are safe on block anyways, right? So that is really good. If Ryu here is, for example, like throwing a fireball and I predict it, you have to use this before the fireball is even out. Yeah, like you can crush the fireball, but you have to do it so preemptive, right? It's something that you have to use very preemptive. However, you do have to be careful of drive impact. The light, the fastest one, is 37 total frames, so that is still fairly slow. Medium and heavy, we're talking like 40 and 50 frames, so you are really susceptible to DI. The heavy version can catch the opponents if they're trying to like jump, and like you do get like follow-up juggles here. You can get some pretty good rewards out of that. But here, but the thing is, at the same time, you might whiff the Crackshoot and they come down from the jump and punish you. So like you can use it like that, but there is still some risk to it. They also deal pretty adequate ship to your opponent drive gauge. Like this, for example, is a true block string, which is not bad, but you're -3 and you're very close to the opponent and in throw range, so like you're leaving yourself open a lot. Like if I'm going for the situation, I would much rather go for the medium punch fireball, which dealt almost the same amount of chip damage, but I am now safer. -6, yes, but I'm at a further distance. I will take this -6 over being -3 point blank. They also are good as throw baits. So say that Ryu now is finally gonna go for that throw and wake up. Bam! You hop over throws with it. Interesting, but not particularly useful. Because again, punish counters, they get knocked down. You don't get that much out of it, but it is something. It's something that you need to know. They are also really useful in combos most of the times, especially the medium kick, heavy kick, and OD version. OD version is like pretty much like straight out combo tool. Heavy version is good after the heavy tackle. Sets up many of his combos. There will be like a combo section at the end. The medium kick version as well, especially after this like fire kick, can be really rewarding as well. And the OD version is really good to use because of scaling. Like if I went for the heavy tackle into the heavy kick into the uppercut, the OD version will give you like better scaling on this one, where like you're getting better, because he's like with the heavy kick version, the uppercut did 70%, here it's doing 80. So if you want to cash out, like this is not a bad combo at all. This is going to give you like pretty good damage. Or obviously you could have just went for the uppercut into it, but yeah, this is one of the main ways that Terry gets a lot of damage, which is actually pretty cool. But where Crackshoots really shine is when you get your opponent in burnout. As you saw, typically these are -3, -3, and -1. So all of them are safe on block but negative. But this means that they are plus on block if you got the opponent to burnout. See this? +1. And this means that you can really bully the opponent. They're also forward moving, and Terry got other normals like that standing medium punch, which is forward moving, meaning that you can do stuff like that once you got them to burnout. Bam. He suddenly starts to have the Aki, where he got like a block infinite, and is really annoying for the opponent to deal with. Standing medium punch especially into that is a true string. So if he's trying to mash, standing medium punch into like Crackshoot, that is a real string. Like he can't do much about that. He have to eat it. That is so abrasive. That is gonna be so abrasive, and because it's so good in that situation, this could open up the opponent for like trying to walk back, but then like you can shake them low. You know it is how you can mix up the opponents in the corner. So really powerful, really oppressive once you got them in burnout. Now let's talk about the core moves for Terry's neutral. He does have another special move, which is a power charge. The thing about power charge is that power charge are mostly like combo moves. I'm gonna go over them very briefly because like they don't have like other uses other than combos, right? Here's the thing: light power charge combos from mediums, heavies, and the light kick. And if you happen to space it meaty, you're getting like that +4, which then like you can combo after. The medium power charge, this one combos from his mediums and from his heavies. One good thing about it is it gives you like a really good knockdown. Like you can dash up twice and you are +4, which is great. In the corner, this gives you like a meaty overhead setup, like I just showed you, that you can get like good damage from. It also gives you like a safe jump. So says that he's gonna wake up with a Shoryuken, bam, safe jump. That is pretty great. It can lead to like a combo into a level 1 or level 2 mid-screen. This is one of the best ways for Terry to get like combos into either one of these. So really good in that regard as well. It will always pop up. So like say after that target combo, most of the other enders will simply like knock down the opponent, but the power charge will knock them back up again. And that actually can be useful in some situations, even like in the corner. Like you all know this combo steady. It will still like relaunch them and you still maintain the same advantage. In the corner, especially like you can get some good juggles afterward, especially with like the uppercut. So really good combo moves, can set up a lot of situations for Terry as well. His heavy charge got the gimmick where it can be cancelled into other special moves. It's not really that accessible of a move, like you have to combo into it naturally only from the first hit of standing heavy punch. This is the only way, but otherwise you're gonna need like a punish counter or a drive rush, 2 hits of a heavy, crouching medium punch on a punish counter as well, crouching heavy punch on a punish counter. But yeah, they are pretty much like the moves that you're gonna be using for combos, right? That's pretty much the gist of it. You don't have that much crazy utility otherwise. One thing I do want to show is that you can technically get the light punch tackle to be so meaty to get a crouching medium punch follow-up. But that have to be like see this, that was like 4 hits, so technically it can work, although like that is such an unrealistic wave punish. I've never seen it happen in a real match, but figured I should mention it. Anyways, very much like combo moves, there will be a combo section at the end, right? One thing I do want to say about them though before I leave is the OD version, which people don't use that much because it is replaceable, but it's pretty good because of combos from his crouching medium punch. So it's like you can use it to like corner carry the opponents because it wall bounces. So you can get like situations like that. You can actually get the Burn Knuckle to combo, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's go over the special moves that define Terry's neutral, right? The defining moves, which are his Burn Knuckle and the fireballs, right? Let's start first with the Burn Knuckles, because this is you press fireball backwards and punch, and there is so many versions here. There is the light version, which will give you the quick burn. This is like the multi-hitting move. Medium punch and heavy punch give you 2 different versions of Burn Knuckle, and with the OD version, if you press light and medium, you get like the OD quick burn, and light and heavy or medium and heavy give you the burning, which is like the OD Burn Knuckle. So if you are on pad, just use these 2 if you want to get like the light punch a quick burn, right? Or like the OD quick burn. Alright, so let's start first with the quick burns. It's pretty simple. Many characters in this game, such as Ryu for example, got moves like the Hashogeki. The idea of the move is you use it in frame traps, you use it to frame trap the opponent, and that is pretty much what this move is supposed to be for. Say for example that I did 3 jabs. I did 3 jabs, Ryu is blocking, Ryu's gonna try to take back his turn, because if I try to shake further, I get counter hit. Right? So the idea is, well, I need to use a special that I can frame trap Ryu with, and that exactly is what the quick burn does. You cancel into it, it's really fast, and it catches his jab, and now Terry is at +4 on this counter hit, which means that like he will be able to get like a follow-up after, a combo follow-up after, right? So that's good. However, this move does have some issue. The first one you saw, it is -5 on block, and it doesn't have that much pushback. So as you saw, typically you're gonna get punished afterwards if the opponent happened to block it. Unlike say Ryu's Hashogeki, which is -3, so safe, Terry actually does get punished. There is a follow-up on counter hit if you happen to get it, which is good, and it's grounded, so it's like, I guess typically like you can get pretty decent reward out of it, although scaled, but yeah, there's an issue. The other thing about this move is that it's a multi-hitting move, right? It hits twice. But see this, from a distance, the first hit will whiff. The issue with this one is if the opponent didn't press, if the opponent didn't extend a hurt box, the first hit will whiff. But if they extended a slower hurt box, they will catch you between hits. So say for example that Ryu here is gonna block the first 3 hits and then mash heavy punch. This is what's gonna happen. He's gonna punish counter you in between the hits. So if the opponent knows this and is alternating, sure, sometimes you will get the hit, sometimes you will eat a punish counter to the face. So it's not really like a consistent frame trap tool. There is absolutely risk reward. Here Ryu loves to mash jab. This Ryu is a masher of jabs. But yeah, if he got the heavy punch, you're gonna get got. There is an answer to this, and the answer is the OD version. OD version is gonna take care of that regardless of what he does. You're gonna get the counter hit, you're gonna get to be safe regardless. And one thing about it as well is there's much less pushback. It's still -5 on block, but there's much less pushback. So say that I did the jab into quick burn. See, Terry now is still in the jab distance, but if I went for the OD version, we're much further off. You're still -5, but we're much further off, right? So I spend 2 bars to be safe and to guarantee the mix-up. But there is still like an additional trade-off here that maybe you have noticed, maybe you haven't, which is with a quick burn regular version. Let's make him block. With the regular version, you are +4 here, so you're getting like a grounded counter hit follow-up. Rising tackle, that was like 2k pretty much, right? But if I went for the OD version, Terry pretty much have to complete this animation. I can't get like a follow-up, like a counter hit follow-up into damage. And the only way that you can do that is if you have meter. And if you do have it, it's not bad because you can combo like into power geyser, into a lot of damage, or like a level 3 if you want, but it's a trade-off. It's an absolute trade-off, right? What you want, choose what you want. Personally, I use like quick burn as a surprise, sometimes even raw, like walk back and forth like as a raw overhead. But as a cancel, I'm not a big fan. I'm not the biggest fan because like you are not only calling out the fact that they're gonna try to press. If they didn't, you're unsafe. If they pressed something indeed, and some characters, like some character normals that they would press just will whiff. Like if instead of Ryu here, I got like Zangief, and say Zangief tried to mash his light kick instead of like a jab, which happens by the way, you're gonna get got, like for no reason. That can just happen. So yeah, I don't absolutely love it. If you want to use it, and you will use it like every now and then, just go for the OD version, especially rewarding if you got meter. Now let's go over his Burn Knuckle, which is the cornerstone of Terry's gameplay, in my opinion. As you noticed, I talked a lot about Terry, but I never mentioned that Terry got like good whiff punishes. What is the game plan? Terry's game plan is this. It's the jump distance, because from the jump distance, Terry's Burn Knuckle becomes a blast on block. This is a move that if you happen to hit it, either on hit or block, during the later frames, like meaty, the move becomes better. On block, like up close, you are -6, spaced, you will get that screen shake and you're gonna be blast, and you are in throw range by the way, like you can immediately throw the opponent after, which is pretty great. The good thing about this move is that it's so fast. It's 14 frame startup. There is obviously like frame or two of travel distance. We're talking like 16-17 frames realistically, but it's so fast, it's unreactable. It really is unreactable, and it let Terry becomes a very annoying character from this range, where am I gonna drive rush at them? Are they gonna try to walk forward and poke me? And am I just gonna Burn Knuckle? Am I just gonna walk forward and tag them with a heavy kick? Am I just gonna Crackshoot and hopefully crush something? Or am I just gonna Burn Knuckle and just get in? it makes Terry very obnoxious to fight from this distance. And maybe you will jump because Terry does have good jumping normals. Maybe they will jump on you, but if they do, you do have like an uppercut, so that's pretty good. They can't like freely get the jumps on you like other characters because you do have a DP anti-air. So this is a very good move to use for Terry. And in combos, it's really great as well. Light Burn Knuckle combos from his jabs. And it gives him like a really good knockdown here. You dash up your plus 11, so you can immediately like start applying pressure. You can immediately start going for shimmies. Rising tackle. So you can get some really good follow-ups here. Like I showed you, there is like a drive rush overhead, which is meaty in this situation. However, one thing I do have to mention is if you do go for the drive rush after the medium punch Burn Knuckle, you can drive rush and then walk back out of the throw. If you want to drive rush and still have a shimmy chance, you whiff a jab. That's how you do it, right? But you can drive rush, walk backwards, and bait, right? You do have to whiff jab, which makes it a little bit more readable, but you don't really need to commit with the drive rush that much. Although the drive rush can still be very good because the overhead is real, like you've seen, and you can go low as well. So you can go for the low version and check the opponent trying to walk back. So this is a little bit low overhead mix. There is a shimmy mix. It's an absolute amazing ender. Now the best thing about it is if I use it up close like that, the move is gonna have like plus 30 frames knockdown, which is good. But if I use it from the plus distance, checks out, it's gonna be plus 41. More advantage, and this means that I can dash up and then get like the drive rush okay. So even if you landed like the far range version, they give you more plus frames so that you can follow up. And in the corner, you can get like a plus 42. This is gonna be like plus 41. I think you can get like a plus 42, which means that this is a safe jump as well. Like you can get a safe jump out of that, which unlikely to happen, but it is there. So this is an absolutely terrific move for Terry. All things considered, jump scare absolute one of the best moves in the game. Many of the same properties carry over with his heavy punch Burn Knuckle, where also far range, they will give you more frame advantage so that you can follow after. Also the move is punishable up close, see -5, but if I use it from its preferred range, meaty, it's gonna be plus, again in throw range. However, there is a main issue with the heavy Burn Knuckle, and it is that the move got a lot more startup. See this? It's 23 frame startup. That is just that part where Terry does this. But then, because you have to use it from a further range, there is more travel time. So we're talking realistically like 26, 7, 8 frame startup. That's about half a second. So it is much more open to perfect parry. This is much more likely to get perfect parry. This is reactable with perfect parries. Better players, like if we're talking like 1700 plus MR or so, they're gonna perfect parry this all day. So you have to be careful. And the move is so active, 14 frame active, making it easy to perfect parry, right? There is a downside I forgot to mention to like far range Burn Knuckle, and it's that it's not cancelable to super. If you want to cancel it to level 3, you have to cancel the first active frames. So only like really up close Burn Knuckle is cancelable to super. Far range, you're not getting the cancel, right? But this does happen sometimes in combos, but you can just delay your Burn Knuckle to get like the early hit. But figured I would say it. Anyways, heavy punch Burn Knuckle also got like there's a lot of setups where you can get the immediate plus version after the OD reversal, bam, that's plus. After the OD quick burn, this is also set up immediately to be plus. After the fire, after the heavy launch ender, bam, bam, set up to be plus. So there are situations like that where you are getting like the free Burn Knuckle, but again, this is so susceptible to perfect parry, so you have to be careful when using this one. And on some opponents, if they don't know or if they're in burnout, that is great, but otherwise, I don't know. Another thing is actually on a drive reversal. Drive reversal, he gets this as well. As you can see, he actually was able to walk out of it. So never mind. Just if they quick rise, they actually do give you like a heavy punch burn knuckle as well. But yeah, I don't really recommend going for the OD or like the meaty burn knuckles that much. There is the OD version. And the OD version is pretty good if you want to dump damage, because it does a lot of damage and still cancelable. So it's like, say that you happen to land that and you want to like tag in more damage, it's good. I guess it does also like a ton of corner carry. See, like this corner carry is so much. It's actually insane how much this corner carry. You get like 4 dashes and you're still +8. And obviously like in any combos where you want to use it, this one does like massive corner carry. The issue with it is that it's not super consistent. Like stuff like that can happen where the super cut fall off, and even just like whiff punishing with it, you are prone to that happening. So I don't absolutely love it in that scenario. It's hard to get this consistent. You have to be up close, right? If you got it like from a far range as like a whiff punish, that happens. So even in that regard, it's not that great. But if you happen to get it as a punish counter row, it does have a lot of potential follow-ups. Like you can immediately go into level 2, and this actually does a lot of damage, almost unscaled. You can go into level 1, Buster Wolf. In the corner, you can immediately like start juggling afterwards because it does wall bounce. I've never seen that happen before actually. Or obviously you can go for like the tackle into whatever combo you want. So it does have some utilities here, but you are more likely to get like something like this, which is cheaper and still does a lot of damage. And obviously like the fireball loops, we're gonna into them later. So that's some utility in combos, but I don't know. Like outside of maybe if I want just to push the opponent to the corner ASAP, do something like that, I personally don't use as a OD Burn Knuckles that much. Now let's talk about his fireball, because Terry does have a very interesting fireball game. His fireball, the medium punch fireball, is really important to him because it has the same effective range as his Burn Knuckle, right? If this is spaced to be plus, then we are at the tip range of the medium punch power wave, and it's 2 versions, obviously, the medium and the light. These are the projectile ones. The heavy one, we'll get into it later, but yeah, it's pretty much these 2. Now here is why medium punch fireball is so good. First of all, it does have like good frame data, 48 total frames, not bad. Reuse Hadouken is 47. So it's comparable to Ryu's Hadouken, so that's good. That is well above average for many other characters, and it's command move. But obviously what makes it really good is the fact that if you happen to land this as a counter hit or a punish counter, it knocks down the opponent. So this means that in this range, what are you gonna do, Ryu? Are you gonna try to like check me with like a donkey kick or like walk forward? But if you wanna do that, I can just like throw out my fireball, and if I got the hit, then I drive rush into Oki, so that's really good. Or just gonna stand still there, then I'm gonna burn knuckle you. It pretty much its existence gives players a reason to act. Because if they just stand there and block and not do anything, Terry is gonna come in with a Burn Knuckle. But if they try to engage with Terry, like move forward and tag him, this will give him a knockdown where then he gets to interact. This is like a vital part of Terry's gameplay. So that is actually really slick. It doesn't go full screen, it dissipates as well. And a lot of players, whenever you're like throwing fireballs at them, what they're gonna try to do is they're gonna try to parry, right? This is what almost everyone does. And because the opponents may try to parry you, you can just drive rush and get a punish. So let me show you like a situation that you can do with Terry. Say that the opponent is gonna try to wake up with a parry, and I want him to hold the parry for like 27 frames, right? After a forward grab, After a forward grab with Terry, what a lot of players like to do is simply throw fireball, so the opponent will hold the parry because they wanna parry the fireball, they wanna reserve their drive gauge. This is a light fireball, it reaches, but the medium fireball will actually whiff. So what you can do with Terry is something like this. Right? Because it whiffs, if the opponent is holding on to the parry, you can drive rush forward and get a punish counter grab on them. This happens a lot with Terry. This is something that you gotta be aware of, something that you gotta condition. If you notice that they are holding parry so much, then absolutely whiffing this, drive rushing, getting the grab on the punish counter, that's actually really important for Terry, right? That's a really big thing for him. So the medium punch fireball, absolutely vital to his game plan. The light punch fireball is also really good. What is the thing that many characters like to do in this game? They like to fireball and then drive rush behind it. So let's say that Ryu is not typically like a fireball drive rusher, but say that he's doing this. If I throw my medium punch fireball, it rates, let's say that he is doing the OD version. If I throw my light version, yeah, I lose. The medium version will lose, right? But the light version goes under. So I'm pretty much trading here with a fireball, and the opponent Ryu, Guile, many of these characters, he can simply fireball drive rush at Terry because his light fireball will go under and it goes full screen. And you have to mix it up with the medium punch fireball. It is 49 total frames, so it is a little bit slower, got a lot of recovery, and it is more prone to jumps, but it's good. Another thing of it that is actually really good is it works really well with Buster Wolf. Like you get them to jump. That's weird. Buster Wolf! This happens a lot. This is like almost like a full screen fireball trap. They try to jump Buster Wolf, and this is like a free 2k damage. You would be surprised how often this actually works. That's actually kind of ridiculous, right? So you can use it, and obviously just even without that, like you can still like drive rush and set up the situation yourself, right? So it's still a very good zony fireball if they're at a distance, and because Terry does have decent inertia on his moves, from this like almost like full screen distance, typically you can follow up with a drive rush and get like some sort of like pressure going. So it's really good for these sort of uses, right? You have to mix up using the two. The heavy fireball, like the heavy fireball's idea of it is that it's plus on block, and it does massive damage to your opponent drive gauge. It is actually the most damage that Terry does to the opponent drive gauge. So it does so much, and it gives Terry like a +5 advantage, and he is in throw range. So if you happen to get the opponent to block this, you're golden. Like you now did massive damage. The issue with it is if they happen to get the perfect parry, it does give them a slowdown, so you're getting massively punished. Big part of playing Terry is simply like, I don't say a big part, but like you don't want to throw this when they expect it. Like you don't want to like get a knockdown and then immediately bow and wave, because that's so predictable. You don't want to do that. Maybe from like a light, maybe from like a medium punch every now and then, but if you're being predictable with this one, because it is slow as heck, that is like 29 frames, that's like half a second. The animation is so telegraphed as well. This is perfect. You're gonna get perfect parried like a ton with this one, so have to be careful. You have to know, like you have to be very sneaky with how you implement this, and don't overdo it. If you overdo this, it's gonna be your mistake. His fireballs are also really good in combos, particularly after the heavy tackle. Pretty much they juggle into it. The tackle will juggle into it, so you can use like the light, and that does give Terry like a pretty good like drive rush combo extension. You can also use that with the heavy now, although this combo is fairly difficult. but it does like a little bit more damage than the light, about 200 more, so that is fairly strong. There is obviously like the OD version, and if the idea is I want a fireball drive rush with Terry, then the OD version is ridiculous. This move is 43 frames total, so it's really good frame data wise for a fireball. Ryu's OD fireball is insane, and that's 40. So 43 is actually really great, and it's multi-hitting. There is a gap in between, it's like staggered hit. Says that Ryu blocked this and tried to then do like a drive reversal. Even if I drive rushed, chances are I'm gonna be able to block it and get like a punish on him. And obviously, if they are blocking, you can go for like the overhead. You can just like shimmy afterwards. You can go low if you want. So this is a fireball drive rush for Terry, and even in combos, this sets up like insane combos, insane corner carry. That's like almost coast to coast into good Oki. So this is an absolutely ridiculous tool for him. So because this Street Fighter 6, I figured it would be really important to talk about the throw game and what you can do here, because throws are a really big deal in this game. After a forward grab, typically the opponents will try to back rise, because if they don't, say here DJ is waking up with a jab, right? If he does recover in place, then it becomes like a corner situation where you will dash up and grab him again, right? If they don't, he's getting throw looped, so most of the times the opponent will recover backwards so that they are further away from you, so that the throw loop doesn't work, it doesn't reach him. So here a DJ is waking up backwards with a jab, and what happens here is after the forward grab, on the back rise you're gonna be plus 22. It does seem like the separation is big, but you do actually get follow-ups here. You can drive rush heavy punch, and you're pretty much getting the world out of this one because you are getting a drive rush heavy punch. So even on the second hit, you can confirm, and this is really powerful either way, because let's actually save state so that we don't do this every time. Because on this, you are gonna be plus 5. So at this plus 5, you can check them low. Like I can go for a crouching light kick, crouching jab. Let's make him lock like the first hit only. So I can check him low if he's trying to walk back. Obviously, I can just... I'm not in throw range, but you're plus 5. So it's like you can just walk forward a tiny bit and then grab them. Obviously, because you are so plus, you can immediately go for a shimmy. I can immediately damage his drive gauge. At plus 5, I'm so plus that I can go for another heavy punch. Bam bam, right? Says that he's blocking everything now. Right, that was a lot that over like a bar. On this interaction, although I am the one who used drive rush, funny enough, the opponent is the one that actually lost more, right? We ended up with me having more drive gauge. So that situation is very good, and on hit it's a meaty as you've seen. Obviously there is the issue of wake up perfect parry, right? Like they can wake up parry now and it will be a perfect parry or minus 20, so you're heavily punishable. But obviously this means that you can just drive rush and then grab them, and because they can't back rise, this set up the throw loop, right? Because they can't back rise on the punish counter grab, you can dash up and throw them again, and it's a real grab. So that actually is fairly good. Another thing that you can do is say that, as the one I just mentioned, say that the opponent is gonna wake up with a parry because you threw a fireball. This works particularly well, right? You can then mix up here and go for like a medium punch fireball with it, drive rush, bam, and you got that on him. So that actually is fairly good as well, right? Another knockdown, another thing that you can do in this sort of situation that not a lot of people know or use actually is go for a heavy kick Crackshoot. When they block this, it's gonna be actually plus on block. You're gonna only tag them with the final hit and it's gonna be plus on block. See, that was plus 1. This is Zamura. This is a secret tech. Actually, it's gonna be +1. So at this +1, most players expect that they are plus. So they will try to like shake you with, like, say that DJ here is gonna block this and try to shake us with his own like crouching medium kick. Because this happens a lot. This happens way more than you would expect actually. And then we got the counter hit on him. It's a cool trick. It's a cool trick that you can use every now and then. So overall, his throw situation is pretty alright mid-screen. Now, once you got into the corner, Terry's situation is a bit weird. He doesn't have like that much frame advantage after the forward grab in the corner, where he can walk up and then shimmy you. Obviously, I didn't mention it, but if the opponent after that, if they try to drive impact, you still can drive impacts back, right? The heavy punch is cancelable, so yeah, they're like committing extra hard on that one. Anyways, once you got him to the corner, Terry's throw loop is weird because he can dash up and then walk back. Say that the opponent here is gonna try to wake up and then grab us. He can't back walk out of that grab. For Terry to shimmy here, he have to forward dash, back dash, and this gives him like a +10 frame advantage, assuming the opponent did an immediate tech. That's enough time to check them with a crouching medium kick. So you can get like a punish like that, which is, you know what, that's not that bad, right? Obviously you can get like a double Buster Wolf, but I don't want to extend it on you anymore. So you get the idea, right? If the opponents happen to delay tech, which happens more often than not, like this is what happens more often than not. Typically you're getting the standing heavy kick, which this actually can give you pretty good damage in the corner as well. But the idea is you have to commit, and if the opponent instead like did the wake up jab and you happen to backdash, you will get hit, right? So risky. It's not as safe as simply going for it's like simply like dashing up and then being able to walk back, right? And the thing about Terry's wake throw loop as well is if you happen to go for it yourself, the DJ backdashed, you are gonna get punished actually. See this, DJ is +4, meaning that he can get like a jab punish on you. And like for you to call this out, like you have to do like drive rush or like dash up into buttons, or like delay your button here a little bit so that you can react to them. It's not like the best throw loops. I've made like an entire video on Terry's like throw loop situation prior, but I figured I would like discuss with you guys like what is the situation here and what you can do. Alright, so let's quickly go over the super moves for Terry. I feel like this video have been long enough as it is. Level 1 super is his Buster Wolf. It's 7 frame startup, which is really good, really fast for a level 1 super. Invul as you would expect. So if the opponent say is going for something, you can like mash in between. Right, and it's a reversal, right? So that's good. Because it's 7 frame and it travels a lot, it's really easy to combo into as well. Like anytime you're landing these Crackshoot juggles, bam, Buster Wolf. Same was like the fire kick combo one, right? Same with like the medium kick charge, bam. So easy to combo into it. It also is like, it's funny enough, it works really well with his fireball because if the opponent says like trying to jump the fireball, especially like full screen, people really like to jump Terry's fireballs. Just like I showed you. Like you can anti-air with it from really long distances. Psst, Buster Wolf! Which is kind of funny. And now this move, like I showed you prior early, because it's so fast, it can combo after a counter hit medium kick. The time actually was tip range. Although tip range, it can be funky like that. But if you're a little bit closer, you will get it. I personally don't love doing this because it's like 2.8k, which is not that bad, but the OK situation is not great, especially since his level 2 can give you like insane damage, right? And in the corner, it's easy enough to get it to like hit twice, which actually can lead to like really good damage. Buster Wolf, and it's really cool. That's like 4600. Yeah, that is pretty cool. Nothing insanely out of the ordinary, but fairly cool. His level 2 is the Power Geyser, and this is slow. This is slow, and it's 13 frame startup, making it a little bit weaker to use as a reversal. If the idea is I want to use my super as a reversal, it is... This one is like invincible to projectiles. I got countered, damn. Come on. Geyser. So this will work as a reversal, unlike his level 1, but it is slower, and because it is slower, like maybe if they aren't going something with big gaps, you can get hit, so you have to be careful, right? Also, it's not as amazing as you would expect against fireballs. So it's a projectile, you would expect it to be good, right? Nope. See, it's very, very disappointing. Like, you would think this is an anti-projectile super or like anti-fireball super that you can use to beat projectiles, but nah, it doesn't really work. I mean, it can, but you have to be like within the dash up distance. So it's not like a good anti-projectile move. It can work, but it's not good. But it's relatively decently easy to combo into, especially because any like medium kick charge you'll be able to get it, and obviously there is the extensions, and the extensions are really good. So the initial board does 2600, and the follow-up board will use 3 drive gauges, and this one doesn't do that much damage, but you can get follow-up combos. So if you're getting only the 2 hits, like Midscreen, you can drive rush here and like continue on with the pickup. So that does give you like pretty good OK situation, and in the corner you don't even need the extra drive rush. You can just end the combo with like a medium Burn Knuckle or like a Crackshoot into uppercut. So you can do that, and in some situations if you got it like high enough, you can like relaunch them again. So next, let me try this. See, like you can get like a medium kick tackle to launch them again, and then get like a buster. Also, you can get these sort of combos with the 2 bars, but what you really love to do with Terry is spending all the resources on the triple geyser, because it does way too much damage. Triple geyser is more damage than his level 3, right? That is 4400, and it's really good in scaling. The final hit will always do like 1k damage, and it enables Terry to have like massively damaging combos. Geyser. That's not only like the max damage, but that's like a north of 6k, right? So you can get some very, very damaging combos with Terry, as you know. Very standard super in terms of like how you would use it. It's pretty much like a combo tool, but it plays a big part on Terry being a character that can do a lot of burst damage, right? What's left is obviously his level 3. And his level 3, again, mostly you're gonna use it for combos. You can use it as an anti-air, but typically it's gonna be used for combo situations. Very standard level 3. It does give him like pretty decent OK actually, because I actually made a video about this as well, like showing like what happens after his level 3. But the idea is after the level 3, Terry can dash up and he will be like at the +3. He's not in throw range, but you can check with like a medium or walk up and grab them. Again, I will leave a link to that in the pinned comment. And that's about it for Terry. I feel like I've yapped on so much, but I wanted to cover everything that I know about Terry for the most part in this video so that you have a complete idea. He's a standard character in many ways, but also completely unorthodox, and many of his things work in ways that you probably don't expect. If you have enjoyed this video, sorry because I've been sick also. If you haven't enjoyed this video, please leave a like or comment. Helps the channel so much, all of that. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.